on a quest to spread knowledge and wealth with passion. Join the cultivation. I am King Sulaiman. Get a glimpse at what Sue sees. Enjoy my motions. Let's enter the views. Today, I am going to do a review of the book Zen and the Art of Happiness. It's by Chris Prentice. Turn up. Okay, so what do you think about when you hear the word art? What do you think about when you hear the word happiness? Because to me, well, let's start with art. Art to me means expression. So any form of expression, whether it be like vocal or physical, it can be considered art as far as I'm concerned. Now, happiness almost seems like a feeling that comes from love to me, but can't you feel loved? I don't know. And if you don't feel love, is happiness determined by that? I feel like if you're happy, you can trace the feeling back to something or someone that you love. That thing or person should probably be you. Chris Prentice writes in the book that happiness shouldn't be contingent upon what happens to you externally, the events. Our happiness should reside in our it shouldn't reside in our experiences. It should reside internally. Here's a quote from the book. Neither happiness nor unhappiness is contained in the event itself. Another thing that really stuck with me from this book is that everything that does happen externally, like these events, they're of our benefit. Everything is beneficial to us. I've read this book before, and that was the one thing that like really resonated with me. Like, everything that happens to me is the perfect thing to happen to me. Like, there's no imperfections in the universe. It's literally perfect. He explains this in the book pretty thoroughly. And shouts to God, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, didn't miss ever. So to think that anything that happens in your life, even if it may seem negative, to have a perspective that's like, this is an unfortunate thing, that's incorrect. I don't want to say it's incorrect, but there's room for correction in that thought. You don't have to succumb to the external you don't have to succumb to the events that happen to you. Just because things seem to be unfortunate doesn't mean that they actually are. And what they actually are fortunate events, every single one of them. And to experience them at all is really a blessing. I would definitely recommend the book. It's not very long, probably like 150 pages or something like that. 145 pages. It's not long at all. I read this in a day. Like, if you just got a weekend or something like that where you're just kind of relaxing and take 90 minutes and read this, I figure, give or take, every page is about a minute or something. If you're like a slow reader, I don't know. I don't want to say a slow reader, but if you just block out an hour and a half. And I also learned that our focus kind of exists for like 90 minutes before things kind of start getting, you're not gonna hold on to some of that information. You'll start getting distracted, especially in this day and age with all of these devices that seek our attention. But please just take a moment, learn how to be happier. It isn't, there aren't many like super long words or like words that I felt the need to like look up the definition, and you could take that as something or not. Also, I think this, like I said, I read this book before, so um, it's a good book, like a good album. You know what I mean? Like you don't just listen to an album once and that's it. You might listen to it several times and you'll receive a different vibe every time. Or if you're in the car as opposed to in the house, or who you're with, or what you're going through, all of these like come into relevance. So yeah, this is good. What else do I want to say? Okay, also there's a lot of so obviously it's called Zen, so that there's like a lot of old Asian references and quotes from like, I guess like the like philosophers, I guess you could say. Um Shouts to the Dojin or the Dogen, the Dogen. Shouts to him, Dogen. Add value, study and do your research. Also, there are some quotes from like all kinds of different people. I don't have my notes with me from the, actually, yeah, no, I don't have the notes with me. But there's several people and different books that he references in the book that are worth looking into, looking up if you feel the need to hop on that device in the middle of reading the book. Like for instance, here, what good will come of this? The way to make sense out of change is to plunge with it, move with it, and join the dance. That's a quote from Alan Watts. And what's interesting is when I read this book, I hopped on YouTube later on. I don't watch much TV. I don't watch any TV actually. I do watch a lot of YouTube videos, but the day I read this, when I hopped on YouTube and I'm going through the whatever they want me to see, there was a video, like a speech type from Alan Watts. I started it. I didn't finish it though, but it was pretty interesting from what I got from that. But he's one of the people I have in my notes, as well as Dojin. However you, he's a old what do you call it? A monk? I can't remember. Let me see. I don't know where I was looking that up at. I think it might have been on my phone. But yeah, if you're gonna stop in the middle and check messages or something like that, you know, go in your Safari, punch in Alan Watts, go in YouTube, punch in Alan Watts, pop in a couple watch for laters, and you know, get a quick little description of these people if that's what you want to do. But it's definitely like tons of rabbit holes you can fall down in the 140 pages. So, yeah, add value to your life, study, do your research. Highly recommend the book. All right, so I'm going to leave you guys with this from the Daily Stoic. Shouts to this book. This is good stuff right here. I'm not even going to say what the date is because I don't know when I'm going to publish this video, but the long way around, I'm going to say this. The quote or the page here kind of reflects what I was talking about here in this book. So I'm going to read this. The long way around. You can enjoy this very moment, all the things you are praying to reach by taking the long way around if you'd stop depriving yourself of them. Marcus Aurelius. Look that man up too. Turn up. Ask most people what they're working towards and you'll get an answer like, I'm trying to be insert profession, or they'll tell you they're trying to get appointed to some impressive committee or position, become a millionaire, get discovered, become famous, whatever. Now, you ask a couple more questions, such as, why are you doing that? Or what are you hoping it will be like when you get it? And you find at the very core of it, people want freedom. They want happiness and they want respect of their peers. A Stoic looks at all this and shakes his head at the immense effort and expense we put into chasing things that are simple and straightforward to acquire. It's as if we prefer to spend years building a complicated Rube Goldberg machine instead of just reaching out and picking up what we want. It's like looking all over for your sunglasses and then realizing they're on your head the whole time. Freedom, that's easy. It's in your choices. Happiness, that's also easy. It's in your choices. Respect of your peers, that too is in the choices you make. And all of that is right in front of you. No need to take the long way to get there. We're exactly where we need to be. I appreciate you. God bless you. Be good, not bad.